Here's what happened round 8 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Spain in Lugo. Overnight rain and rain throughout the course of the early part of the day meant the racetrack was in a very, very slippery and muddy condition, but it did not stop Thibaut Beneston grabbing the foxhole shot, his first of the season in the MX2 first race. Behind him, Simon Langenfelder was second, and the number 8 of Camden McClellan was third. He quickly went around the German to move into that second place. He then stalled, lost a few positions. Kai de Wolf, who didn't make a great start, battled hard early on and was quickly into the lead as early as lap 2. Langenfelder, his nearest championship rival, fell though down to 7th and then down to 14th before eventually coming home in 8th place. Liam Everts eventually moved into second around the halfway mark as he moved past Beneston as well, making it a Nastan Husqvarna 1-2. By the end of the race, it was Kai de Wolf who was victorious from Everts, Beneston, Zanchi and Adamo. Kai de Wolf, that was his 4th race win of the season, his 20th career race win, as he extended his lead over the German. It was a good day for de Wolf so far. Langenfelder coming home in 8th place. MX2 Race 2, by now the circuit had been worked on, conditions had improved, and Everts, de Wolf and Beneston all bang bars coming out of the gate, and it was Sasha Coonan who grabbed his 5th foxhole shot of the campaign. Ferruccio Zanchi was there in second for Honda, and behind them were the 2 the 2 KTM riders, I should say, Adamo and Langenfelder once again. Towards the end of the first lap though, Zanchi fell from 2nd down to 13th and eventually come home in 10th. De Wolf, after that poor start, was quickly making ground. So too was Adamo. Got the better of Langenfelder. This was on lap 4 to move into 2nd. And that's how we thought it would stay, because Coonan was away with it. But then he stalled, fell from 1st to 2nd. Adamo took over the lead. De Wolf then found his way past Everts and Beneston in the same part of the racetrack to move from 6th to 4th. And that was going to be good enough for him to take over the top step of the podium. At that moment, there were about 4 riders shared the same points for 2nd overall. Adamo crossed the line to take his 4th race win of the season from Sasha Coonan and Simon Langenfelder, a Red Bull KTM 123. De Wolf crossed the line though, 4th to take the top step of the podium. That's 7 podiums from 8 rounds now for Kai de Wolf, who went 1-4 this weekend from Adamo with a 5-1 and Sasha Coonan 6-2. De Wolf now 15 points clear. He arrived 4 points clear of Langenfelder. Langenfelder 2nd, Adamo 6 points behind the German in 3rd. But for Kai de Wolf, the top step of the podium here in Spain. Next stop, France, 2 weekends from now.
Yeah, first motor was pretty easy. Got into 2nd by the 3rd lap, I think, and then yeah, wait a bit before I passed Thibaut, and then yeah, just let the rest of the race. Liam was pushing me in the end.
MXGP Race 1, again, sticky conditions, but weather conditions were improving. Look at Ruben Fernandez, middle of the gate. Vevra with a foxhole shot. His teammate, Paul Jonas, went down. That's the 2nd foxhole shot of the campaign for the new championship leader heading into this weekend. Jonas would eventually battle on to 11th place. Behind Roman Fevra was Jeremy Seewer on the Ducati in that 2nd place. Just behind him was 3rd was Maxim Renault and Jago Hirtz. Hirtz, your qualifying race winner though, fell. He would eventually come home in 15th place. Top of your screen, that was Jeremy Seewer tipping out of 2nd place. He would have more problems and eventually come home in 19th place. Jeffrey Hurlings, who made a poor start, battled his way through. This pass on Calvin Vallanderen gave him 7th overall. Vallanderen crossed the line in 8th. But Roman Fevra, untouchable for all 17 laps. He went on to take his 3rd race win of the season from Maxim Renault, Ruben Fernandez, Coonan and Koldenhoff. And behind them, we had Bonacorsi, Hurlings, Vallanderen, and rounding out the top 10, Brent Van Donnick and Mattia Guadagnini. The 2nd MXGP race, of course, we just had MX2 Race 2. More favourable conditions, more track work. Roman Fevra, nothing changed there. Another foxhole shot for him, the 2nd of the weekend, his 3rd of the season. Behind him, Calvin Vallanderen, another good start for Jeremy Seewer. And Lucas Coonan and Ruben Fernandez, who was eyeing up a potential podium at home. Febvre led the way as Koonin found his way quickly past Fernandez and Seaver at the bottom of the hill and moved into third, and that was crucial as well because before the end of the lap, Romain Febvre fell from the lead. Vlaanderen was in second, Koonin was in third. That was the mistake there from Febvre, and before the end of the lap, Lucas Koonin sensed an opportunity to gain an advantage. That's exactly what he did. He got at the inside of Vlaanderen, took over the lead at the end of lap 1. From there, he was never headed. Ruben Fernandez was sitting in third, but when Romain Febvre passed him for that third place, that was good enough for the top step of the podium. He wasn't done there though, and the Frenchman went after Vlaanderen for second. That was 4 laps to go. Vlaanderen crossed the line third, and even though Fernandez crossed the line in fourth, that was going to be good enough for a podium at home. Lucas Koonin crossed the line for his 6th MXGP race win, his 29th career race victory, but it was Febvre who crossed the line second, and with his first place in race 1, that was enough to give him the overall victory. Joining them on the podium was Ruben Fernandez. Febvre then with a 1-2, his 23rd career victory. He ties now with Alessandro Puzar. His 2nd win of the season though. Koonin a 4-1, 2nd overall. Fernandez 3-4, back-to-back podiums for the Portuguese rider. His 13th podium visit as well in his career. Febvre leads Koonin by 49 points in the championship. Geiser in third. But it was all about Romain Febvre today. On the top step of the podium here in Spain. Next stop for him is home Grand Prix at France 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, first moto I took the whole shot and then managed my race, took a good gap and then win the moto. And the second one I took again the whole shot, did 2 laps and then somehow I crashed during the downhill.